Alright, YouTubers, I don't claim to be a survivalist or a bear grillist or anything like that, but I've made a lot of campfires in my day, so I figured there's a few different types of campfires, so I figured I'd make some of them. These are the homemade fire starters I use. Sawdust inside of paper egg cartons, and then you melt candles or crayons, and these things are awesome. So the most basic and probably most widely used type of campfire is the teepee. Now we're going to make a teepee. It's just a matter of a bunch of little stuff. And you just, you start with the smaller stuff and you work your way up. It's not rocket surgery. And I usually don't build huge fires. I don't do a lot of bonfires anymore, but we'll make this one decent. So there we go. Really no muss, no fuss. That's a quick teepee fire. And if you see that spot right there, that's where we're going to light it from. But I'm going to eat first. But there's the fire starter. Alright, and it's barely going. The next fire we're going to build is the standard log cabin. I'll do the standard part first. That's the fire starter. I'll put that in the center. And with a lot of these upcoming fires, what you actually doing is you're building around a teepee. So this will end up basically having a teepee in the middle to give it something to get started. But 2 long logs, then you just start crisscrossing. Before we get too far with that, we're going to build a teepee. With this really good fire starter, you can be pretty lazy. A log cabin's good fire that once you get going, you don't have to mess with it too much. But that's probably why I build teepees more, because I like fiddling with the fire. And also, obviously, if you split wood, it'll burn quicker. So again, that's normally it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick a roof on it just to burn up some more wood. Okay, that's enough log cabin. Oh, by the way, another benefit, it does provide for a good bed of coals if you're wanting to make coals. That's called an upside down fire, an inverted fire, or whatever you want to call it. But basically, I haven't made one of these for years, but basically you're going to build the fire on the top and it's going to burn down. And what's great about these is they burn for a really long time. You don't really have to stoke them very much. And they make good coals for cooking if you want to do that. So next on top, like with most fires, I'm going to put a teepee on the top. I'm going to take 1 fire starter. So this is going to be one decent fire. And again, I'd like to say and again, I haven't made an upside down fire in years, but they do work pretty well. Start this fire. Alright, there we go finally. That's how they work. You start on top and it just drops on through. If I remember right, even though it's been a while since, I honestly haven't done one of these in years. It takes a little bit, but once it gets down there, it makes for a good fire. Yeah, it's burning pretty high, isn't it? See my rope light. My $5 stack of wood. Well, that's a pretty good fire. Upside down fire. Okay, there's a flame. I've zoomed in. And if you can see down inside there, it's starting to drop down and start to fire. From when I built it, I think I added that little block that's right there in the center, because I thought it might tip over. That one piece was a little short. But it'll burn right on down. Upside down fire. Inverted. Whatever you wants to call it. Pretty simple. Big stuff on the bottom, small stuff on top. Inverted. Get it? Okay, so I think that kind of shows you. I don't know how much more I need to video this type of fire. You can see it burning right down, layer by layer, level by level. And it's got one more layer that hasn't really started yet, but it'll collapse upon itself. And these are really good fires. There's the top, and you can see it's burning down, and it's down burning the bottom log. So it's worked its way down. Hypnotizing. Upside down, inverted, whatever you want to call it, fire. Have a great and wonderful day. The next fire is a star campfire, but as an idiot, I forgot to push record, so this is all you're going to see. Basically, you build a teepee in the center and you lay logs, and as the fire burns, you just push them in. These are usually kind of what you see like in the cowboy movies. Pretty easy fire to make. The benefit is these are usually small campfires, and you can just keep slowly feeding the logs in to keep the fire burning. This is going to be a lean-to fire. The basic purpose of a lean-to fire is to create a wind block, and it'll control smoke a little bit. I'm just going to throw the small stuff up against it. We'll throw the bigger stuff on later, but as I said before, with those really good fire starters, you don't have to be overly careful on how you build. You know, you can be a little bit lazy on your amount of kindling because they just burn so well. All right, we'll throw one decent one. Threw my old coffee grounds on top of it. It'll give the fire a nice smell. I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see that it's directing the smoke away, you know, off to the side there. That's the coffee grounds. Why there's so much smoke. You can smell it. It smells nice. We're gonna like the lean-to. Alright, I purposely put you in the line of smoke, but we're going to move you. There, I can see it. It's kind of an exaggerated lean-to that you would make if you just had to build a fire in the rain. Right here, a couple of these logs. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. All you've done is put something there to block rain from coming in. Now I've done this actually back in the day when I used to tent camp. Now I'm lazy and I just go in the RV if it's raining. But you can put moss over the top of it. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. And you take a piece of wood at the bottom to hold it in place. You can even do something like a flat piece of wood on it to further break. And you take your fire starter and put it down here. And I've even made this where it's basically a lean-to where it burns right into here, because once it gets going, you've blocked enough rain, it doesn't matter if it catches these, which obviously since it's not raining, when this fire gets going, it's going to burn these relatively quickly. But even in a real rain, that's okay, because your fire just needs a chance. And once it's protected, you'll see that it has a chance to get going, and then it's okay for it to consume your rain break. Now some may disagree, but this works. I've done it. If rain was falling down, that would be protecting it. So we're gonna light it. Okay, there it goes. And as I said, you can see in the dry that it's quickly going to set those alight. But you've already accomplished your purpose of you protected it from the rain. You can see I'm in no way trying to stop the top from burning, but I could if I wanted to. Alright YouTube, here's another trick I wanted to show you from my Boy Scout days. This is a pine tree. Even in a pouring rain, raining really bad, at the bottom of most pine trees you will find dead stuff. And this dead stuff, even in the rain, is dry and brittle and makes great fire starters, makes great kindling. So even in a pretty good rain, you can find some dry kindling at the bottom of a pine tree. See how easy those are breaking. Good and dry. Alright, under there I have one fire starter, the egg thing, and a little bit of sticks, and then those big logs. And we're going to see how powerful this is, if it will actually even start that. I'm going to walk away and let you guys watch. I have my doubts. Two might actually do it, but I don't know. I'm telling you, there's basically no kindling in there either. Okay, I'm going to call that a ringing endorsement of those fire starters. Have a great and wonderful day. Okay, another fire. This is almost a joke. We'll call this a pet food fire. Down in there I put a bunch of twigs and I use it as my fire. Fire starter in there. Some old half-burned stuff. The bag of cat tinder. We're going to start building a fire around it. It's probably a silly idea, but we'll see. And there we go. We'll burn that up. Pet food bag fire starter. Alright. There we go. I'll let that get started. I don't know how much filming there's going to be. But there you go. Alright YouTubers. There's a fire starter. There's a block of wood. There's another block of wood. Third block of wood. Zero kindling. Let's see what this can do. Probably don't even need any kindling. Well, I guess that lesson shows you really don't need too much kindling now. So I guess that's just a fire starter fire. It's going. Alright, YouTubers. Something's that easy. Why bother with the real fire, huh? I guess. See, fire's easy.